On today's Fit to Eat, I'll be preparing vegetable Bolognese pasta with garlic soup. My guest is Joff Clarke, the owner of Bayou View Fitness. Registered dietitian Rebecca Turner has a healthy tuna taco recipe, super easy to prepare. It's going to be a great show, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Fit to Eat. I'm your host, Rob Stinson. My guest today is the owner of Bayou View Fitness, a premier upscale health club in Gulfport, Mississippi. Joff, welcome to the show.
Rob, good to see you. It's an honor to be here.
Well, I tell you what, you ready to get put to work?
I think I am. Let's try this.
Well, we know you're like the pinnacle of health. So what we're doing today is a vegetable pasta made 100% from vegetables. Terrific. Zucchini and squash. Then we're going to do a vegetarian, what would be normally a meat sauce, but with all vegetables. And if that weren't enough, we're going to also make a cream of garlic soup that is literally virtually fat-free.
Terrific.
So a nice kind of combination, almost like a neat Italian meal that isn't.
Well, it'll be nice to see how you make that fat-free. I can't wait.
That's right. I know, and it's good too. It's good.
Perfect.
So talk to me. We're going to get started. Let me just immediately kind of show you where this goes.
Okay.
We've got this piece we take off, and what is really unique is I've already taken the liberty of making some of the pasta out of zucchini.
Wow, isn't that something?
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Very nifty, very affordable. There are deals that you can use to make vegetables into pasta. This one is automatic, and you can get it at a superstore, so it's not expensive.
Okay. Yep.
So we're going to turn it on, and you see it going around, and then simply put, we literally, if I get it the right direction, let's lock it in first. There we go. And it literally just kind of pushes down through there. The little guy is
So is this a similar concept to like spaghetti squash when you have spaghetti squash?
Well, spaghetti squash, you actually cook the whole squash.
Okay.
And then you just kind of pull it out. This is a little bit different.
Okay.
But I mean, we've got plenty. And there'll always be a little bit left. So let's take a look at what we have. Wow. I tell you what, I'm going to get some tongs so people can see this. Is that not incredible?
Yeah, that looks great.
And think about it. So virtually no carbs. You don't have any of the things that anybody gluten-free would be worried about, so no flour. Right. And there is a beautiful mix of just zucchini and squash.
Rob, does it have the same texture?
It really does, and I'm going to show you how we do it.
All right.
Just a little bit of oil in a pan, less than a teaspoon, is all that we need. Pan is rather hot because I want to kind of brown it a little bit. And then if you'll just hand me that green bottle right there.
Gotcha.
All that is water. So we're going to throw this pasta. But I tell you what, while we're getting started, because this will go pretty quickly.
All right.
I want to really touch base on how you got into, one, the condition you're in is amazing, but how did you get into the whole idea of health, especially to own, a health club?
Well, Jim, when I was a child, I was actually quite a bit overweight. So, being overweight, obviously it reflects how you perform at school. It reflects in your self-confidence.
Kids making fun and teasing.
My mom saw this, and she put me on a diet. Now, I was, in my teens. So now all of a sudden I'm on a diet. It wasn't much fun, but she put me on a diet. And when I turned about 2021, I decided to start, doing some exercise. A couple of my friends were, exercising a little bit, and we started running and doing a couple of other things. And it kind of led me along a path that I've been able to. I'm 62 years old. And it has led me along a path that for the last 40 years, or over 40 years, I've exercised and I've tried really, really hard to eat clean, eat properly, along with exercise, and have a good mental attitude. And one of the things I find, Rob, you see so many of these trends where people get on they get on fad diets, they get on fad exercise programs, that this is the latest, greatest. Well, that turns into, I'm there gung-ho for 12 weeks. Then they fall off and they don't stick to it.
Yep.
What I've found, at least in my life, and now that, I'm a gym operator, that if it's something that you can't stick to as a lifestyle change, you're never, ever going to be successful.
Right.
You come on and off and on and off, and that actually leads to more weight gain.
Right. Right.
So
it's so true.
An exercise program that you can get on.
Well, and also the
you fall in
diet
love.
portion, once you get used to it, it becomes kind of a way of life.
Exactly.
I mean, I love what I eat, and I'm very particular about it.
And you're very good at it.
Well,
making
and look at the variety. All right, I mean, when you take a look at what's here,
Yeah.
I mean, we've got garlic powder, we've got onion powder. Neither one of those have any salt. So what we're going to do today, just so you know, there's no salt in any of these dishes.
So if you have high blood pressure, you're still good.
Absolutely.
Okay,
you're
great.
perfect. So let's get started on the actual sauce itself. Again, just a very slight bit, less than a teaspoon of oil, and that's olive oil that we're using. We're going to throw in tomatoes, garlic. I love garlic, and obviously garlic soup.
Yep.
Onions and carrots. That's the first part of this, to kind of tenderize and get those where we want them. And I'm making a little extra because you actually get to try this at the end.
Ah, even better. That's perfect.
All right, so let's go ahead now. The fun part about this, all right, now this part I think you can do. I've got that spoon. All you got to do is just spoon it up a little bit.
I just got to spoon it up a little bit?
Yeah, that's all you got to do.
This will be my first try at this.
I know. Somehow I have a feeling you're not the chef at your house.
No, actually, I'm not only the chef at my house. That would be my lovely wife, Michelle, but I also have a company that is called EatRightMealPrep.com, and I'm not the chef there either. I have to farm it all out. But at least we have an input on what goes in.
Well, let's do this. We add a little pepper to this. Get a little flavor in there.
Do I mix this up?
You do.
Okay.
I'm throwing in a little Italian seasoning because, like I said, this is kind of an Italian dish.
Yep.
We're actually going to add in just a little bit of paprika so we kind of color the sauce. Really doesn't have a lot of flavor. And I tell you what, we're going to turn the heat up on that a little bit.
All right.
And then I'm going to add our water. I love adding water. I mean, you could use wine. Some people like to deglaze with wine.
Right.
But this works just as well, and there are those people out there who really, for whatever reason, absolutely do not want to have any alcohol. So I think this works out great.
I would not be one of those, by the way.
Well, that's all right. That's okay. Yeah, and we have wine. We can deglaze maybe something else with wine, just so you feel at home. But I think what I will do is move this out of our way for right now.
Well, this is looking good, Rob.
Yeah, and I tell you what, the aroma is incredible, huh?
It is.
So now we really get to add in some of the fun flavor, which is fresh basil. Because, again, this is an Italian-style, what should be like a meat sauce. Then, if you will, I'm going to take this. That's all we need. That's tomato paste, which is actually very healthy. You know, it really is. It works out very well. Let's get those a little bit away in case you're dangerous with that spoon.
I'm doing my best to keep it in.
I swear, I know. You've really done a great job. Okay, so now I'll have fun with it. Watch.
Beginner's luck.
We'll toss it a little bit.
Look at that. Well,
Don't try that at home. Your kitchen will never look the same. But I tell you what, it's really coming along well.
It is.
So the fun part about this is the better it cooks, the more flavor is consistently throughout the sauce.
Now,
so we're going to turn it.
Cook?
You know, this is not a dish that I cook for hours. I like to keep everything fresh, and I tell you what, the reason being, you cook it and overcook it, a lot of the nutrients end up going up in the air. You've got all the steam, everything, and you've kind of really taken away from the fact that these are beautiful fresh tomatoes, onions, garlic. You know, everything in there right now is just 100% natural. And I hate to overcook veggies. I do. I just think that's something good to know. So talk a little bit more about the Eat Right Meal Prep.
Well, Rob, being in the gym business, what I've found over the years, now I've been in the gym business for the last 7 years. Retired from a Fortune 500 company and decided to get into the gym business and have had more fun with it, you can't imagine. But in doing so, I found a lot of our trainers were working with people and seeing some great success on the exercise side of the equation. But they were constantly asking, well, you know, what do we eat? How do we do, you know, how do we make sure that we're eating healthy so that we can make sure that we're losing the weight to get down to the condition and the shape that we want to be in? Well, I looked around and looked all over Mississippi to see all these food prep companies that really weren't doing a very good job. And I thought, you know what? That's something that there's a need, and we have the means to do it. I partnered up with Salute Restaurant, our manufacturer, and they manufacture all of our food, and they do a fabulous job. And what we found is that these people that go to eatrightmealprep.com, they can see the meals, they know exactly what they're getting, and we're giving you a diet that is between 1,250 and 1,400 calories, which is the perfect amount to sustain a sustainable weight loss.
Yeah.
Instead of these crazy diets where you do 900
Right.
calories and you never stick to it.
Right. And I mean, anybody who feels that they're starving to death is never, but you know, the fun part about food that we do here is it's healthy. And look how bulky that is, but it's
Yeah.
all vegetables.
And it looks great.
You know, so it really comes out, well,
And if it doesn't taste good.
I kind of promised something to you.
Yes, yes.
So this is, you don't get this yet.
All right.
But I do want to save a little bit of our, isn't that amazing? I love these noodles.
Okay.
I love how they look. I'm going to save
Well,
you
the
a little
texture
bite.
looks like noodles, for sure.
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah, that looks great.
I mean, I do it all the time. I think it's a really fun way to have something that's a little different. So we're going to save that for you.
Okay.
Just on the side, I'm going to kind of put that here where we have a little fun with it. Now, we're going to create this cream of garlic soup next.
Okay.
And one of the things that this show has done every year, you can pop that right in the sink for now. One of the things that we've done is we've shown people how to make a salt-free blackened seasoning.
Okay.
Incredibly healthy, incredibly flavorful, and I think it's something where people are going in, they're buying blackened seasoning in a store.
Right.
Take a stab at what the salt content is. It's unbelievable.
120 milligrams.
Well, it's 65% salt. So when you see those blackened, you know, seasoning mixes
Right,
that are
right.
out there, you're paying for salt. Why? Because salt's cheap.
Right.
And it just loads people with what they shouldn't be having, and they think the flavor is great. This blackened seasoning that we're going to make has none. So this pasta, I think, will be great with the soup, but we spice the soup up with a little bit of the blackened seasoning.
Perfect.
So that it's got some good flavor, you know, and I think that really kind of makes it fun. Now, don't forget, there's tons of ingredients that we use. If you're interested in any of the recipes you see on today's show, visit our webpage at mpbonline.org/fit-to-eat. I love to see the comments. I love to see the feedback. It's a great thing. So here we are, and I tell you what we're going to do. I think at this point, it's a great time. We're going to take just a short break and go to registered dietitian, my dear friend, Rebecca Turner. She has a healthy tuna taco recipe. Super easy. You gotta see it. And then, hey, come right back.
When you're looking for a low-cost, high-protein, heart-healthy food choice, look no further than good old canned tuna. Now, tuna comes in these convenient pouches too, but opt for canned tuna or pouch tuna in water, and you'll get a good dose of iron, potassium, and top-quality, low-fat protein. Now, it is true you shouldn't consume tuna more than 2 to 3 times a week due to its potential mercury content. However, you can still safely enjoy canned tuna and reap all its heart health properties as part of your healthy eating plan. Now, the next time you want tacos, I want you to think about tuna tacos. Let me show you how to make them. Start with 2 cans of tuna canned in water, well drained, and then dice 1 red onion and a yellow pepper. Fine. You want them really fine so you don't taste the big bites. Now, about half a cup of plain Greek yogurt. This is going to cut out all the fat that would have found in traditional sauces that come from either mayonnaise or other sort of dressings. Mix this with about 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of low sodium taco seasoning mix. This is where the taco flavor comes in. Don't forget that part. Now mix your yogurt mixture with tuna and any other vegetables that you prefer. Then you just build your tacos like normal. Start with a layer of spinach or shredded cabbage. Add the tuna mixture on top. Use a little salsa or even top it with cilantro or maybe a few avocado slices. So the next time your family is craving tacos, go for a low-cost, high-quality protein tuna taco and your meal will be fit to eat.
Welcome back. I tell you what, man, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and let you sample a little bit. All right, so let's do this. Let's have you taste that.
Okay.
And I'm going to start the soup. How about that?
Well, go right ahead, Rob. You start the
Garlic
soup. And,
cream soup.
I'll give this a little bite here.
All right.
You know, it even rolls up like real pasta. I love
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and the texture looks very similar, so we'll see.
It really is good. It really is.
Rob, that is fabulous.
Isn't that delicious
It
stuff?
really is.
I know.
It really and truly is. I'm absolutely blown away.
All right.
Delicious.
Now, what we have in here so far,
I'm gonna have one more bite. Hold on.
you can. You're allowed. You're allowed. All right. So now what we're going to do is, I've got the garlic in there.
All right.
We're going to add in that cream cheese, and that's fat-free cream cheese, a little bit of European margarine,
Okay.
and a little bit of rice flour to almost make a roux. And I see how I love that garlic getting that flavor, where it's got to brown a little bit to give it, and you'll see where it comes out in the end. It really is delicious this way.
Smells great.
I know, isn't it
Smells great.
something?
Yeah.
Turn that heat down for a second. We'll add our sour cream in. And we're really doing well. Now, remember me talking about deglazing a pan?
Yes.
Well, this is vegetable stock. No salt, no fat.
Okay.
You can get that at any store these days, too, which makes it really nice. All right, so now we're going to kind of cream all this together. Man. And the reason I haven't put, we're using skim milk.
Okay.
So think, you know, everybody's like, yeah, skim milk, yeah, it doesn't have any flavor. Well, this is going to have flavor. So this portion gets kind of thick, and that's why I'm keeping it off the heat. We don't want it to overcook. And I tell you what.
Well, the texture looks great.
Yeah, it's almost like a heavy Alfredo sauce.
Yep,
You know, something that we would know in an Italian restaurant. But the neat part of this is it becomes kind of a hearty soup this way. And now we can actually take and put a little bit of the skim milk in at a time, and then kind of get that to incorporate in. And now you can see it's really smoothing out. And I'm trying to get any of those last little pieces of the cream cheese. So this is kind of a labor of love, so to speak, to make sure you get it where you want to. And watch, I'm going to add a little bit more of the milk and then turn the heat back up. Okay, so this is a little bit tricky. And you know, it's interesting. You were asking, is something like this something that would really work for the Eat Right meal prep? Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, this is a perfect, the pasta and the sauce, probably even better than trying to do the soup, but the soup could be heated up easily.
Right. I guess
know?
you could put the soup with a lid on it, and
Well, with a lid on it, you just, you know, pop it in a microwave and heat it up, and it would be something really kind of easy to do. So let's see where we are. The pasta looks good. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more. And like I said, we want it to be a nice kind of cream consistency. And that's looking really good. Got the aroma, huh?
it is.
I mean, there's something about garlic. There's just something about garlic that drives me crazy. I love it. So we've got some Parmesan
Okay.
and some chopped parsley that we're going to use to garnish all this when we're done. But let me quickly now, we're going to show people something I think is really neat. How to make a salt-free blackened seasoning that we were talking about.
Okay.
All right? Paprika is the big ingredient. This is actually garlic powder, white pepper, black pepper. Got to put a little bit of spice in, so cayenne pepper.
Okay.
We're going to take a little bit of onion powder again.
Now, cayenne pepper is really good for you, right?
Yeah, cayenne pepper is really good for you. It really is. Great for your circulation. A little Italian. This is actually ground thyme and some sage.
Okay.
And believe it or not, when you mix this together, you're going to see it looks just like blackened seasoning. Okay, now we can turn this down. I'm going to pull that off the heat.
You
And
need
if
that
you just stir that,
yep.
the spoon might be a little warm. Be careful. My hands are kind of used to that.
That's gracious.
All right, now, let's take this on the side. And again, I always go back to the website, let people know if you're interested in the recipes, you can go to mpbonline.org/fit-to-eat, or join the Facebook page, MPB Fit to Eat, because nobody's going to remember all this. There's no way. So what we're going to do right now, let me grab the tongs, is actually start kind of setting up the real plate for the pasta.
You need this one, Rob?
Yeah, we're going to move this around just like so. Move that in back. And I tell you what, then at this point, we put that delicious sauce, look how it glistens, right in the center. And the aroma. I can smell the Italian seasoning. And I mean, to me, it just makes it look so pretty that way. Now, we've got the pasta, so I think we're ready for the soup, huh?
Yep, sure.
I mean, we're getting there.
Yep.
So let's touch one more time now. I'm curious where you believe the Eat Right Meal Prep will go. What's going to happen?
Because it's its first year, we're in our first year, the great thing is it's taken off like crazy, and we're already supplying a lot of these meals to people trying to get healthy, trying to get fit, trying to change their lifestyle. But I can see this growing to a point where maybe at one point we're going to be able to ship across Mississippi. And look at Mississippi. Mississippi is ranked the highest in obesity in all of America. And it's sad.
It's kind of what prompted. It's kind of what prompted this show.
And eatrightmealprep.com as well.
Right. And talking about that, anybody going to the Facebook page can find all of the recipes that we've been doing for 7 years here, which really goes hand in hand.
Great recipes, by the way. I've looked at that.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. So now we get to have a little fun and actually add a little bit of that little kick of flavor, and we're going to stir it in real well. And I love that because it gives that an incredible flavor. You're not going to believe how this tastes. You already got to try the other. I guess we might as well let you try this as well. Now, wait, I got to garnish it, make it look pretty. The little Parmesan and a little parsley. And you are right here where you can actually.
Good to go?
You can try that, yes.
All right, I'm going to do that.
All right, while you're doing that, I'm going to finish this.
The portions are a little small, Rob, but outside of that.
Yeah, that's right. You know what? We got a big staff here, and they come and devour this food when we're done.
I bet they do.
Now, you see how that changed the color?
Oh, you know what? That was really magnificent, honestly. I mean, I got to say, I'm blown away.
Really totally fat-free. Totally fat-free. So let's go ahead and put the soup right in front. We can move some of this to the side. And I'm going to literally put that soup right into the bowl.
That paprika does give a little kick to that.
Yeah, doesn't it, though?
Good. It's good.
Doesn't it?
Very good.
And then we finish them. So my thought on this is, got to make it look pretty. People are funny. And it adds just a nice touch, in my opinion. People love when they see something and it's got both an appearance and taste. And I guess that comes from me being in the restaurant. I mean, I'm focused on that at Salute, at the Reef, any of the restaurants.
Rob, at eatrightmealprep.com, we would never be successful if it didn't have tremendous taste. And that's the difference. Yeah. Nobody's going to stick to anything if it doesn't taste good.
No, you're right. So you're absolutely right. And that's what we've tried to focus on at Fit to Eat for all the years that we've been doing the show. And actually, that's the cool part about this is we started this years ago, 7 years ago. And now finally things are kind of coming into their own. Let's make this easier for them to see how beautiful it is. Yeah. I guess I'm going to put this up front. Because I tell you what, that is an incredible meal.
It's a great presentation.
Fat-free soup.
And it tastes fantastic.
I know. You got to actually try it. So, it really is one of those things where I believe as you get used to cooking healthier, you can twist things up, put flavors in there that you normally wouldn't, and have it where you really don't worry that you're eating bad food. And that looks like bad food. I mean, you got to admit, that looks like rich seafood chowder or something.
That's 1,000 calories all day long, just looking at that, and it isn't.
It isn't.
Which is fantastic.
Not even close.
Right.
Not even close. Yeah. Well, again, if you're interested in any of the recipes you see on today's show, visit our webpage at mpbonline.org/fit-to-eat. So, at this point, I have to say, I know you drove all the way up here.
Yep.
I've got to thank you, Joff.
Thank you, Rob.
It's truly a pleasure. I look forward to seeing how this may blend together, and it's exciting. It's really, truly exciting.
Very exciting.
I'm your host, Rob Stinson. Time you eat well.